All right. Welcome to our coverage of the NCBB playoff semifinal. This is not just a regular bowl game. This is indeed one of the two biggest bowl games possible. Four teams in the final playoffs. This is the number one Ottawa BBs, the number four Fayetteville Broncospasms, both out of the Big Beast. Only one of these two can win and advance to the championship game. We did have these two teams played each other earlier in the year. It was an epic 2-2 game that swung wildly. Could have been 3-2 for one team or 3-2 for the other on the roll of a few dice. I think I have that recorded still. I could be wrong. But regardless, this is going to be the battle of battles between two of the top four teams. There's certainly some players on both sides that you may have heard of if you follow the league. One being, of course, the Ghoul Julian Starr. Strength 4, block, sidestep, mighty blow, tackle, sure hands. 194 SPPs after just a single, well, not a single season, 3 seasons, so a junior. One hell of a player, one hell of a ghoul. He's got some friends with him, but he's going to need all of them for the Fayetteville boys because Gark has himself a monster of a roster. Strength 4 war dancer. A wrestle tackle war dancer. That's, whatever. Agility 5 catcher, beat up in the last game. A movement 10, strength 3, agility 6 catcher. That's, 5 stat increases? That should be illegal. A thrower, some linos, agility 5 catcher, a second one, a kicker, agility 5 wrestle lineman, a movement 9 catcher, and a tree man. So 13 players for the Wood Elves, 16 for the Undead. It looks like there's a Bloodweiser keg, 1 bribe, and 2 dirty tricks for Ottawa as they try to find a way to stop the stat freaks of Fayetteville. Looks like in the booth right now, Dirthu's here, Hyperbolemer, and Wog as well. Hopefully one of these fine gents will use their wonderful voice to help me call this game, but if not, I'll do my best.
No promises. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay in here.
Fair enough.
Oh, look at these beautiful logos. Nelfine's got a nice brand new logo. Look at that with the big beast in his eye.
I like that. Welcome, Wog, the commissioner of the Big Beast. Perhaps a little biased towards these two teams, but indeed they did add the little Big Beast moniker to their original logos, so you gotta love it. Gotta love
Well,
the
it's a
commitment.
nice big logo too now.
True. That I don't remember that zombie had taken up the whole field, but when you're the number one team in the nation, maybe everything you do is just bigger and better.
I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I think the winner of this game is going to win the national championship.
Okay, I like the prediction. I mean, I would hope one of these two could bring the title home to our conference. I think it's a very good conference, perhaps the best. I mean, we had 2 of the top 4 teams. We had, who else made a bowl game? Poly did, although they did not emerge victorious. Appalachian State did, however, in the McNurgles, so that's a bowl win for the conference. We'll take it.
Yeah, it's a bowl win.
To answer Wolves' question in the game chat about the Tree Man, I think he just rehires Treeman constantly, which I disagree with. I think he'd be better served with some depth, but, Tree has a role.
Is Wolves listening to us, or is he just typing in there?
It seems like he's just typing, but I do have a few viewers on Twitch, so you never know who's there. Okay. Dirthu said he tried to jump in the Discord, but everybody sounded like a robot. We'd have to work that out with him separately. But we welcome him to join us in the Twitch chat regardless and follow the game.
You don't sound like a robot to me, X.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And you don't sound like an uneducated hillbilly to me.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay. Wolf said he's listening in. Service is visiting, and they're drinking bourbon, so that's one hell of a way to watch the playoff semifinal. The other playoff semifinal, of course, between number 2 Gallaudet and number 3 Duke, that is Thursday at 9 Eastern, I think. I can double check. I have it written down in that message I sent out. There's quite a few bowl games on Thursday, actually. So before we get to Thursday, though, we get, of course, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, the gnarly Raiderson Chainsaw Slaughter Bowl. That's Karak, John Molson. Both sides get a free chainsaw. That's tomorrow. But Thursday's our big day. First, the Wonder Bra Bowl between Ohio Wesleyan and Hawaii. That's Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. The semifinal is at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the Waffle House Salty Tears Bowl between Illinois Valley and Miami. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. So that's a very tight window overall.
Not a whole lot of gap in there for the bowl games, huh?
No, we'll have to find a way to make that work. Of course, Friday as well is the Orange Bowl. That's the Old Timers Bowl between Navy and Oregon, two of the oldest programs in the country. That's Friday, 7 p.m. Central. Durthu, I think, disagrees with your assessment, though. I think he says the other semifinal game will decide the champion. So he thinks either Galley or Duke will end up victorious over whoever makes it from this game. But
laughable. This blitz is huge.
oh, wow. Yeah, that's a hell of a way to kick off the game. All right, so what else with the blitz is perhaps one of the most terrifying things in the game. However, they are not immune to getting out of position if they overcommit or don't get the catch and the other team can recover. But we'll see how Gark decides to play it.
Yeah, but this ball placement is just really, really bad for Nelfine. The guard catcher is on that side. Jason Armstrong is on that side. The strength for War Dancer is on that side.
And indeed, he goes straight for the wing defense, stuns the little zombie, moves forward. Although he may have just kind of cut himself off a bit and forced a dodge, but
he's got the AG5.
well,
he's got
I suppose
the
when
speed.
you're movement 10, yeah, you don't cut yourself off very much. Jesus.
He's got the MA9 right behind him.
Oh, it looks like Jeffro and JR were going to play tomorrow at the time I was for my NBFL game, but now they're thinking about playing tonight. So, man, I might be busy after this.
Gark, I guess, just deciding how many players he wants to commit to this, or
probably. Let's see. He's got the catcher under the ball. He's got a guy kind of shielding him there. I don't think you can commit more than one extra player, so David's a good choice. You got to keep something back on defense. Although it may not be a terrible idea to go lock down the goal at the bottom with the tackler or diving tackle, one of the two. Chris Armstrong beat up the last game by California, acquired a niggling injury, but still obviously a very capable player. Okay, putting the diving tackle on the other ghoul in the middle. Man, what's it like if you're Nelfine right now and you're just like watching everything, just like the game plan fly out the window? You might be down 1-0 on the second turn of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to panic if you're anybody else. Hopefully, Nelfine won't let that happen to him. And Julian Starr gets tagged too.
Oh wow!
I would have immediately got it from my chair and poured a glass of bourbon.
Joining Wolves in service at the bourbon table. Okay.
I can't stand this rule.
Yeah, Blitz is certainly overpowered. It's getting nerfed in the new rule set to where you only get 3 players or a D3.
No,
D plus something.
Yeah, I think it's like as many as 5 or 6 players. But
wait, is it 3 plus D3?
It's D3 plus some number, 1 through 3. I can't remember.
Okay. Regardless,
yeah, I can't remember either.
It's not as powerful as it is right now. That's very.
And I think
nice.
other things can happen too. Here, I'll just look it up.
Never thought I'd see the day where I get rules lawyered by Wog, but all right. Also, I think you need to keep the kicker within the midfield for the kick skill to work, but I could be wrong. At this point, it may be committed.
Well, they've already scattered, though.
Okay, that's fair. All right, and indeed, Jason Armstrong, the freak of nature with 5 stat increases for his 5 skill rolls, catches the opening kickoff after the blitz. So things not going according to plan for Ottawa, but it is indeed a long game. Gark knows very well how fast things can change. He was in an NBFL divisional round playoff game where he stole the ball in the backfield with a Witch Elf after the Super Bowl Centaur failed 3 straight pickups, and he scored on turn 4, and then literally his team got obliterated off the field every turn after that. He didn't have a chance in hell. So, 'tis a long game. If you do go down 1-0 early, it's not the end of the world. You just have to be on your P's and Q's the rest of the game. Because Undead, especially when you have a player like Julian Starr, you can score 2 to 3 times in a game, no problem. You're not playing Dwarves where scoring twice is half a miracle.
So Blitz is D3 plus 3 open players.
Okay.
One may perform a blitz action. One may perform a throw teammate action.
So it went from 8 to an average of 5.
I mean, if you want to like believe in math and evil things like that, sure.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, it's a nerf, but at the same time, like, bad players will be less likely to make the overcommitment mistake now, too. So
That's valid. It's still just as likely a kickoff result? I imagine so. I know there's a couple other changes.
I think it's still
yeah, it's number 10 out of 12 possible results.
Dorothy chiming in that math doesn't exist in Blood Bowl. Truer words have never been spoken. Also, welcome Uber. Looks like you're listening in now, too. We do get a foul, and he fouls the tree? And it works? There are many rules of Blood Bowl, but we're going to watch Julian Starr take the shot on the ball. Gets a POW on Super Jason Armstrong. Where does it scatter? Ooh, gets a good knockout. Does he... Yeah, you can't follow
he's got
that with diving tackle there. Granted, not tackle, but... Let's see. You can swing the War Dancer up from the bottom to tag Star, then 2-die blitz with your Strength 4 War Dancer at the top. Move Julian Starr, hope he doesn't scatter the ball somehow to the ghoul. And then you have, catcher right there, and Agility 5 catcher right there. This is pretty safe to say a Fayetteville touchdown on this turn.
This is definitely a Fayetteville touchdown. So many different options.
Losing the tree does hurt, especially it was just a foul of all things, like a zombie breaking AV-10 and then getting a seriously injured tree is just ridiculous. Is he 1-die blitzing Star? He really is. And he skulls,
wow.
and then he... Oh. Man.
Not good.
Not ideal. So now...
he had so many options to block players free. And I just don't understand why would he... Maybe he wanted to score with a certain player?
No.
You think maybe he wanted Randy Boone to score or something? Or
it's incredibly possible that he just didn't mark the plus strength on Julian Starr since he has so many other skills. But when you just roll die like that...
Gark doesn't mark.
Gark doesn't mark. I love it. I need that to be like the catchphrase for the game.
I think we're in like CBFL or something, and I mentioned something about marking, and Menno made us all a big sheet of like how you mark, and it said something
start.
about, oh, like look at this, that's how you mark. And
No. Menos and like JR have like just weird marking systems where they use like triangles and asterisks and just stuff for like skill combos. I'm like, no.
I use Menno's marking thing.
Well,
We use the hashtag is Blotch. The percent sign is Raj. An asterisk is like minus AV or niggling injury. And I think that's about it for symbols. Colon is 2 heads.
Looks like Astaflix is volunteering to join me in the booth for the later NBFL game, and I don't know if you guys saw or heard about the season opener, but we've got a lot of questions to ask him.
Ask who?
Astaflix? I mean, Lorbass, we have questions for you as well because you, sir, are not a loser. You tied today with Old World Alliance in your season opener against the mighty Detroit team. So tell us, how do you feel?
Let's put it this way. As fan foul, I went 2-5-7 with Underworld. I think I can do mildly better with Old World.
I would hope so. And so far, so good.
Yeah, no, so the NCBB game's still on, right?
Correct. We're watching the playoff semifinal right now.
Awesome. Let's jump in on that. So BB's in Fayetteville, right?
Yes, sir. 1-0 already, thanks to the Blitz kickoff result. This one a little more favorable, just a little breeze.
Oh, this sounds like Wood Elf bullshit already.
Yeah. Apajar chiming in the Twitch stream chat that any other first turn of the game where you injure 3 Wood Elves, and here's a 4th, you think it'd be a good start to the game, but not when they get a blitz and get a touchdown.
Apparently not. Oh, boy.
Now, we do have to remember, this is just a semifinal, and so there's a final after this where Gark's going to be missing 2 players, and I don't think he has a lot of money left because he keeps replacing the stupid tree man. Sorry, one more time?
That's at least 2 players, right?
Correct, it is early. He could be missing a lot more.
Let's see what's going on. Oh, damn, it's only the second half. Okay. Or first half. Wow, it's not even the game hasn't even started. It sounded like so much more had happened, and it did not.
There was a blitz, so you had an extra turn.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter. There's a tree man and an elf and a KO. That's...
Well, you missed the tree man was fouled by a zombie out, by the way.
That sounds like quality.
Very quality. All right. Looks like Julian Starr is going to be going for the ball pretty soon. He's going to have at least one wall of defenders screening him off. Can't be too careful when you have a strength 4 leaping war dancer on the other side.
That is an ugly player. How do you get the legend with non-agility teams? That's just amazing.
That guy is only a junior, too.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Julian Starr, one hell of a player, hoping to lead his team to glory here in the playoffs.
So, I kind of forget. What happens if he dies?
Then
he doesn't go to the NBFL, does he?
Correct. Another foul, but this time you're caught. You use the bribe to stay on the field, but that's a bit risky, leaving the ball on the ground and going for the foul first, even with the bribe.
I mean, he's got the agility 5 piece, but still, that's still going to be 3+ dodges, a lot of them to get through.
I mean,
can we also talk about how Nelfine's somehow got a bribe, a babes, and 2 cards as inducements with like he's got a fat team. So Gark's team is just like gigantic.
Yeah. So for NCBB standards, Ottawa at 2,030, that's pretty large.
Okay.
Fayetteville's 2,300.
I have a question. Jason Armstrong, that's 4 stats, correct?
5, correct? 2 movement, a strength, and 2 agility.
2 moves. Oh my God.
He's 1 away. He's 1 stat away. I think we're all praying he gets the perfect 6.
No.
No?
He's in our conference.
No.
AV8?
It's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what at this point is better. You can't get more movement, you can't get more agility, so you love plus strength, but AV would be pretty cool. But I'm not sure it's the best thing you can get. Like, obviously, block is the skill he wants next, but
Yeah, but you take it
certain
anyway.
players
6
would,
stats.
like, especially if you're going for graduation, like, certain players would love just those stats. But again, look at this. He's got agility 5, strength 4 war dancer, a billion stats on Armstrong, agility 5 other Armstrong.
yeah, it's amazing anybody beat them this season. Polly was the only one to do it. I did manage to tie him in the last week, although he was a snake roll away from going up by 2 scores, and then I was a snake roll away from somehow stealing the game. So it's Blood Bowl. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
All right.
Actually, my big question is what's going to happen when 2020 rules come out? Are we going to go over to them, or are we going to stick with 2016?
To be determined. That's in the future, and I don't worry about anything that's not right in front of me. And right now,
Well-
the only thing in front of me is this game.
Well,
Sounds-
2016 rules are no longer going to be supported by Fumble, so
Well, they will in the league format. We're going to try.
As far as I understand, we'll be able to not use seasons or modify them much more than ranked will allow.
right. But players are still going to
Yes.
be, you know
Passing
what I mean,
stat.
like the passing stat,
Well,
all
That's
that
gonna be there.
stuff.
The
Yeah,
skills
the
will be
thing is
there.
they'll have passing stat, but you might be able to ignore passing stat.
Hmm.
Like, ignore the passing stat for your agility. That's a function that you can potentially program into the client. But again,
Potentially,
I'm not
or
on the dev team. I'm
Right.
not on the dev team, so I can't tell you. But from programming knowledge, I'd say it's entirely possible to leave current rules and create a secondary that you can affect on the client. But
Well, it just depends how much work you want to do and how much time you have. But yeah.
well, it's the same amount of work. It's just making a thing that allows a switch over.
True. All right, so that's another injured elf. This one, Chris Armstrong, perhaps aided by the perm I gave him last week. So Gark losing players fast, but he's already up 1-0.
Had nothing to do with that niggle.
I'm just going to give myself a little credit. So
Okay.
perhaps aided by the injury I gave him, as I said.
Hey, in the
This
new
is
rules,
a
that'll
long-
matter.
This is long distance to go for Julian Starr, but you're right. Niggling injuries change in the new rule set to where they don't have an effect on the field when you get hit, but if you do take an injury, I think there's just a better chance of getting a perm.
Well, it's
yes.
+1 to any roll, so you have a better chance of getting perm and a +1 chance of getting dead.
Oh. Okay.
So basically, any kind of MNG, so like being just kind of like out of the game is reduced by 1, but then getting a miss next game, niggle, stat down, killed is improved by 1. So instead of like an 11-12 for dead, you're gonna roll on a 10+.
All right. So attrition, perhaps. I don't think it's buffed in the next rule set because like claw and everything else has changed. But regardless, that's
It's
something
not.
to worry
Like, I mean,
about in the
elves,
future.
elves are still gonna be fucking elves,
Oh yeah.
but they're gonna have. It's gonna be a lot harder for them to win because of oh bullshit. I have 4 players and I'm just gonna pass to someone.
True.
You have to have the correct guy to do that.
Okay.
Why did he do that?
Either he thought that was the other war dancer or didn't realize the zombie was strength 4 and he does have 2 of those.
Gark doesn't mark.
Yeah, but you still got to like check the player you're about to blitz. Right? Like, you're telling me that Gark has gotten to the playoff semifinal after going like 6-3-1 and has never looked at a player he's blitzing?
And
Seems
he's the
like
one
it.
with all of the stats. So
You're saying he's
that's
just
something you look at.
he's just a lucker. Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe too much vino or something today.
Maybe.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well, I mean, between my last game, I went and I put on a 20-kilogram vest and went for that 2-kilometer walk to buy more booze.
What are you talking about? What is that?
He put on a weighted vest to get the extra workout on, took a long trek, acquired some beer, and came back. Like,
Oh, okay. He was
beer
using some
and-
kind of
So
numbers or something.
he was describing the weight of the vest and the distance he traveled. It's like those.
So,
It's like those problems in those like math tests. It's like if a train is going this speed and going this distance,
hold
blah
on.
blah
Are we
blah.
talking in only American metrics?
I mean,
Then
if we
I
want to
went
keep it
like
simple,
3 miles in a thing that weighs like 50 pounds to buy booze.
oh, okay, gotcha. That
All
makes
right.
more sense.
to us at least, yeah.
So
Looks like rest of this half will be Ottawa hunting 3-die blocks on important players, keeping the ball safe with the cage. Oh my god.
I'm looking at the BB's team, and the only thing they have that's any special is just the strength on Julian Starr.
I mean, they got some strength 4 zombies, whether you like that or not. It's still a useful piece to have, and very annoying all of a sudden to have 3 strength 3 players in addition to 2 mummies to deal with. So
Especially one that doesn't go down that well. Zombies are great for that, but
yeah, especially when you throw a 1-die block on it last turn on accident. I'm assuming like Gark did, but
yeah, no, and back them up with just standard mummies, and you're golden.
if Nelphine overcommits too much and just moves his guys out of the bottom half of the field, do you just run away as Gark and give up the half? Because at worst you'll be down 1-1 with the ball for the second half.
Better question is, if you're Nelf, do you go ahead and score?
I think he should.
No.
I think he would bullshit Leap's attack with the plus strength dude, because he doesn't have any guard.
The white has guard, the mummy has guard, so depending
But
on...
he doesn't have enough guard.
Correct.
Because
If
potentially he can get a 1-die block at least.
Well, that goal makes it much tougher. I was going to say you could wrestle down the white and then mark the zombie and then kind of leap southwest of Star, but the ghoul makes it tougher.
Well, and with an agility 6, with that Armstrong, all he has to do is pop the ball. It doesn't matter how or where.
Right. Gark did use his apothecary on that last badly hurt catcher, so Mr. Harold Brooks will be joining the team after the next touchdown. But he doesn't have a lot of room for error at this point. Wolves pointing out that he had 7 cash versus Gark and still lost 4-2. That was a bit of a wild game. The Amazons tried their damnedest and just couldn't quite keep up.
And like I keep saying, if you have 4 elves on the pitch, you can score.
True. I mean, it also depends when you get the casualties. There's been plenty of games where you can't hurt anything until turn 14, and all of a sudden you kill like 3 players, and if you're down 2-0, it doesn't matter.
They scored like 8 goals.
Yeah.
8 touchdowns are done.
Yeah, so when you get the casualties and who they're on is very important, but it looks like Gark's going to go for broke here with the wrestle tackle. Is this going to be a negative 3 die?
He's doing what I said. Oh, an opponent's choice. Oh boy.
Doesn't reroll it.
No, well, because pushes are acceptable. I mean, he needs his...
Well, if you want to get your agility 5 lineman and your other war dancer killed instantly by following up into the mummy and the... Oh no. This could get bloody.
I don't mind if his stuff gets killed because I play Corn. So...
True.
You're talking ifs, ands, buts, and there's still sidestep and blodge on Joey Harris.
Oh, he is really getting into contact here.
He's pushing hard. He wants to make this a 2-0 half.
Yeah, he's going to force Nelphine's hand because it's going to be really hard to re-cage, so either you risk opening yourself up next turn or you score is what Gark wants to force. Whether he can or not.
Another thing too is if Nelphine is like, honestly, Nelphine needs just the luck of being able to wreck all else in the area.
I will notice that that war dancer doesn't have sidestep, so I kind of want him to get served.
Yeah, but at AV7, it doesn't matter if he gets hit by the Mighty Blow of Mummy.
Right, but you still throw the block with the mummy, push him up, you take down the war dancer with somebody, anybody, really.
Yeah, but
And then
if
he
you use the
blitzed with
Stanford and
Star.
guard mummy to push the other, to push David Brooks in, you
Lorbass, are you
force Joey
arguing
Arias to
against the
sidestep
surf?
into only one area. And then you get 4 hits on a strength 3 war dancer.
I trust the white to take him down.
Well, exactly.
But I don't need to fill in the 2 gaps to do it. I want that strength 4 war dancer out. If you remember the first time these two teams played, that war dancer went behind Ottawa lines on a mission to get the ball, ended up getting fouled 2 to 3 times, but never removed, and it really hindered Ottawa. So
Yeah, but
wait,
again,
wait, what?
well, there's a POW on here
No!
with Mighty Blow. No Mighty
Ball
Blow.
blitz.
See
Oh,
that?
Ball block, but
Just the
now
ball
you can't
block, yeah.
surf him.
Well, here's the thing though, is even if you serve him, there's only like what, a 40 some odd % chance that he'll get KO'd or worse.
That sounds pretty good.
Because no, because what is rolling a 7 is 40 some odd. Yeah, no, it's almost. You have like a 30% chance of actually taking him out of the game if you surf a guy.
Come on, you just take the free injury roll. That's like easiest play to make.
I think the surf was relatively safe and relatively like the best move. So
I think it was a good choice. I agree with that. Like, I mean, I would have pushed Joey Arias all around and just destroyed him, and then I can focus on the strength 4.
right.
But
I mean, still, he took down the war dancer for the next turn at least.
and he does have a dirty player zombie.
What's going on?
Welcome.
Oh,
You're about to watch
murder.
a strength 4 war dancer get fouled when there's no apothecary left.
Please wait a bit.
You better join in the next 5 seconds.
yeah, you better join in the next 5 seconds.
Come on, you're from
No, he
Oh,
blocked
no!
with the dirty
No!
player zombie.
Why?
Boo!
Don't do that.
Boo!
Oh no, you did not stop.
We just promised Menno a foul.
Okay. You know what that means? Now we have to have the ghoul foul something.
All right,
He's
I don't
not
want
going to do
to.
it. He's not going to do it.
I mean, you could probably foul next turn, but we promised Menno a foul on the strength 4 war dancer, and I think Nelphine just stole the ire of the gods by not delivering what we promised. I mean, that was the play, right?
Yeah,
But you know
maybe
why I don't
it's a
really
perfection
care?
of fouling. If you are tagged as a fouler and you do the math in your head, it's just not as choosy if that mark is there.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's
The
a
thing is
perfectionist
I don't-
fouler.
No,
I don't
it
care
was.
because 3/4 of the artwork on the pitch is mine.
That's true.
We're good.
I will state, Menno, to counter your
and you're
point.
all welcome. I commissioned that beautiful Big Beast logo made by Lorbass.
That's true. To counter your point, Menno, he fouled a tree man on the first turn and broke armor. So that was not the right play, but it worked out. I think fouling the war dancer there, if you didn't surf him before, which you should have, either of those would have been
Actually,
acceptable.
you know what? Looking at this now, he'll be able to put even more guys on Dwayne.
The foul.
Yeah, now that he's waiting just the one turn. Because Gark's backing off. He'll
Full
be able to
retreat.
get...
Yeah.
Look, you had a dirty player zombie who could have been cleared by the ghoul. You have another dirty player zombie on the field still. So if you didn't get him the first time and got caught, you could still get him the second time, potentially.
Oh no!
That guy knocks himself out. Remember how we said earlier how the game wasn't remotely over and things can turn fast? Things have turned south really fast for Fayetteville. They are losing players left and right, potentially about to lose 2 more here, 1 to a blitz and then 1 to a big-ass foul. Here's the blitz on the AV6, which only stuns. But you do tag...
Why are the Wood Elves winning? 1-0 leading?
They got a blitz to start the game, stole the ball with their movement 10 war dancer. It was knocked down, but then they got it back and scored. So, quick 2-turn touchdown there. Well, 1 turn technically.
Now we'll see the foul.
Yeah. One would hope.
Oh no, the APO is gone. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
This could end better.
This is kind of important.
Yeah, and he needs to do this massive cage, 2 guys in front.
Still got to be careful though and make sure to screen off Star from different directions because you never know these sneaky elves. We can still get a full surround here.
Here we go.
No, nothing! Dwayne Allen, for some reason, is impervious to Ottawa fouls. This is like the 4th one he's taken in the 2 games they played so far. Or game and a half, really. They just cannot get him off the field with a boot.
Really likes the boot. Like, argh.
Actually, let me check how many. I think that's
App State players
3.
just crumble underneath Ottawa for some reason, and these Fayetteville boys from North Carolina have no problems with them.
I think most people crumble under Ottawa's boots and punches and everything else.
Ottawa killed 3 of my players this season
Wow.
in 1 game.
I believe it. Did any of your boys transfer to Ottawa, or they?
I've had 1 transfer to Ottawa every season. 3 seasons and 3 transfers.
Traitors!
Oh, Lorbaz said he had a power failure. Poor
One
guy.
of your players still alive there?
Yeah.
Let's try to identify the former hillbilly.
Early Kyler.
Is he on the bench or? He's on the.
Yeah,
Probably on the
Callie,
bench.
right? Callie?
He was a slam zombie. Maybe he died.
Oh no!
Mm.
He also could have
Uh-oh.
fired him.
I don't think Nelphine actually fires people. If I recall him saying something about that once.
But if he ran out of
Oh, we're getting the big
Maybe-
foul on Mr. Allen again.
That's a big boot.
Just a
he
KO.
fired a couple
Wow.
of them.
Maybe you should have just.
I would fire Tom L already. He's just not worth it.
It's not quite doing what he needs to do, but Ottawa doing what they need to do in general. They're going to be tied 1-1 on their turn 8, but of course, when you have somebody like Jason Armstrong, who's movement 10, I mean, maybe you'll just be up 2-1 at the half, and then you'll 1 turn again to start the second half and be up 3-1, and just really put it on Ottawa.
Yeah, Jason Armstrong will make sure they don't lose this game despite all suffering.
Pyrrhic victory, one of the two, perhaps. I mean, is the only way Ottawa wins this 4-3 in overtime?
Like the KO rolls are gonna be very important because it's gonna be like a long shot to 1 turn if there's not enough people,
Well, he has a natural 1-turner is the problem. If you look on the far side of the field by the Ottawa end zone, there's Jason Armstrong, movement 10 with sprint, so, not impervious to snakes, of course, but...
He must be missing the game.
Maybe.
Texas Ranger Bobby. No zombie.
Nope.
Take it.
No missing players.
Why is he taking a dodge? Fouling in turn 8 is not an option, I think.
I mean, could be. Although I think that was the 4th foul. Yep, that's 4 fouls for Ottawa, so they shouldn't be throwing any more, but you never know. It's a semifinal. They really need to win, obviously.
If they do 1 more foul, they're out of bowls for next season, right?
Generally, the first one will get you a warning. The first time you break a rule will get you a warning. The second time will get you a bowl ban. So, Julian Starr does score. It is 1-1.
Could he have renamed it?
And when do we lose the record of the 1 foul that was warned? So I get warned in 1 season.
Let's
Foul
say
the next season. Then what?
basically it's 1 season's length. So if you do it in the early part of a season, it'll go through that season, your warning or your ban, and then the next season will be clear. If you do it in the bowl game or late in the season, it'll run through the next season, but then after that you'll be clear. So
And is there a difference between how do you say, between exceeding by 1 foul or 6?
Yes,
In
the
one
severity of the infraction will matter. If you foul 5 times, you get like a finger wagging and be like, bad, Menno, bad. But if you foul like 10 times against a team that's not your rival, you're going to, well, jail's not the right word, but your team's in
Oh,
trouble.
so that's then a game that's the warning and the punishment at the same time.
Listen to Menno trying to game the system here. So, I mean, if I go over by 1, I might as well go over by 6. I mean, hey.
Yeah, be careful, you conference commissioners, when looking at what teams to add next offseason this offseason rather. When UNAM returns and you're like, oh, that looks like a good team that has some championship experience, but they're going to foul you 4 times a game, I guarantee it. And
nobody takes UNAM. Somebody gets stuck with UNAM.
Stuck with UNAM, yeah. I want to put them back in the SEC, which is their old home, because they'll remember the Carax and the
That is where
TCUs.
they should go.
I mean,
absolutely.
I'm okay with that. Apajar, how do you feel about that?
I think we'll have a unanimous vote, except for freshmen. Will probably be the only one who votes against.
I could see that happening. I wonder if we could stick them with Archaeans conference with all the elves. Maybe we'll get them diced up a little bit. Apajar, are you there? Doesn't seem like he's there. I tried throwing him a rope to get him in here, but
I don't hear any dogs barking.
True.
He must have a
Who
favorite
is
dog.
in the division of Xaric?
Kazark has Jim Fierce, Slan, Two Socks Humans, Tazalaran's Dark Elves, Tim R's Orcs, Dutch Life's Norse, and I think one more.
I think that's the division where I would least want to go. And I'm not talking strategy or fear. It's just, yeah, I would rather bash somebody else.
Fair enough. On the field, we have a perfect defense, so Nelfine's got to figure out who the 2 best players are to stop Jason Armstrong from doing what he does very well.
If that's his chance there.
Yeah.
Because Armstrong ain't leaping. But he's Dutch.
Agility 6, yeah. I mean.
2+ almost anywhere.
Yeah, and
so he
this
cannot
guy
close both gaps there. So
I think you want to move Fabio, the white, just switch places with one of the zombies. That way you maximize your tackle coverage.
Yes,
but
Fabio should be in Sylvester's spot. Then, or no, maybe
Krill.
Do you even attempt to half-die wrestle Brandy Westdown with your wrestling War Dancer?
I don't think so. Your agility is 6. No, either he can do it or he can. Why throw more dice?
True, but getting rid of tackle and opening up a gap here would be huge.
Oh, he's one-dicing him. Okay, that's better.
Okay, so he's going to try the 1 die with wrestle.
Well, that's good. Now he has a really almost clear path for an agility 6 guy.
It's not bad.
Damn.
So just pick up
2
here
plus,
on
2
the
plus,
2.
2 plus, 2 plus. It's 7, 2 plus,
4,
8
5,
2
6,
pluses.
7. I was going to say, I think you just use the thrower because he has sure hands, but it works out with the catcher. So we get the handoff. Now we've got a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2. A lot of 2s, but tackle does work. So he won't have a reroll for the GFIs, and he does have 3 of them. There's a 4. There's a 5. Wow, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, suspense too. I like it.
I love the slight delays.
Every Blood Bowl coach sees this last step as a failure. Every Blood Bowl coach is like, "Oh no, he will stumble.
He will stumble.
Finish line."
But he does not. It is 2-1 Fayetteville at the half, and they give both KO rolls back. But a card is in play from Ottawa. Let's see what we got. Exploding Runes.
I don't know about
So,
that. Does he have a good thrower?
Menno's favorite zombie, Tom Owl, the dirty player who hasn't really been dirty enough, he's now a bombardier. Interesting.
God, what? So that's just a Hail Mary every turn, right?
With a zombie, yeah, basically. It's not quite putting it like on a high up thrower, which is very dangerous, but
I mean, maybe he can do a funny thing, like throwing it when he wants to explode with everybody around exploding too.
I like how people they compliment how well done the natural one-turner score was.
I think it's just general, like, sportsmanship. Also, I've moved away a long time ago from saying, like, grats, because I don't want to congratulate you for, like, scoring on me or, like, beating me. I just say, like, good score or, like, good job.
Good score.
Like, I'm
Good-
tired of congratulating people
I
for
do that
kicking my
too.
ass at something. Like, that's not how
Yeah, mainly because
you
it's
want to
just
play.
congratulations on throwing dice. What?
So indeed,
Well,
the war dancers are back.
If it's foul dice, it counts for you, right?
look, this is a very British game, and we all have to be, very British about it and shake hands and tell each other how great we are. And
Apologize when their dice are poor.
yeah, I think it's in the rule book, isn't it?
Huh?
I don't think most of us have read the rule book.
No, the rule book is really, it's more about, hey, your time is up. Oh, you didn't move your turn marker. You lose a reroll. Stuff like
In the Warhammer 40K 5th edition rulebook, it was like in the rules that you had to like shake hands before a match and shake hands after a match and the whole 9 yards. That was all in there.
I wouldn't
Well,
know, but
maybe because that's the war game, they already are feeling bad about it. So,
I
no,
know.
it's
I
not
bet
real war. No, it's like
I want the over
no,
under
it's
on shaking
fantasy.
hands in the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook.
all right. I don't mind shaking hands per se. Granted,
Now
when
you
I was in like high school, like or junior high, and we lost a football game, I didn't want to shake the hands of those fuckers. I mean, fuck you guys, you just ruined my night. But regardless, looks like we're gonna get not a one-turn attempt. I thought for sure Dwayne Allen would be blitzing the ghoul at the bottom, popping a path for Mr. Armstrong to just walk into the end zone again for the 3-1 lead, but looks like he's going to try to stall for a little bit of time. Nice catch there by Charlie Baggett. So what does Gark decide to do on offense? Doc chiming in the Discord chat that a Brit would cut into my self-esteem with words. Too true.
Fails to take out the ghoul, but prefers to tag him. Oh, those agility 5, 6. What is this team?
It's cheating. It's just straight up cheating.
If you don't have a stat up on this team, you're like the bullied asshole.
Right to the line of scrimmage with you.
Yeah, but no, it's wrestle, agility 5. On offense, okay, at line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there's like a, busted lineman up there on the line. There's a busted guy with kick. I mean, not everybody has a stat, just, most of them.
So, I don't really understand the tagging of the ghoul.
Could have pushed him, but instead you chose to stay there.
And he knows there he will eat the blitz. Most likely by Brandy West. Or maybe by Julian Starr, since he lost the blitz with him. And then he will get another opportunity.
I don't think you can blitz the war dancer, though. I think you have to blitz the catcher, right? But you can still block. You can block the war dancer into the mummy, so you get 2 blocks at it. Blitz the catcher in the back. Gark having ping issues right now, so we'll give him a second.
But hey, he can serve Dwayne Allen. It's surfable.
I was calling for that earlier. Not gonna happen. But you're
So,
right.
okay, it's true. They have to prevent this score. If not, it's really a tough one.
But you're
So
right.
yeah,
then.
they need to blitz the catcher.
Blitz the
that's
War
right.
Dancer down, push him with the Ghoul, push him into the side with the White. So definitely
There we
possible.
go.
But we're getting the 3
Here
die
comes the
on the
3D
catcher.
blitz. Yeah. Boom. Nothing. Haha.
And you can't. I mean, you can foul. I mean, again, that'd be the 5th and over the rules, but I don't know. Still
should
tempting.
just be what a warning you said. I think that's.
Just a warning for the
I
first
would
one.
take.
But we're going to get a 2 die here on Dwayne. Push him into the Mummy for another block. Yeah.
Let's see if the mummy can be the hero.
I mean, yeah, you might as well mark some of Gark's players. Most of them don't have dodge, so if you can force him to burn some rerolls, you might give yourself a chance later.
Oh. So now this one side is so open.
Yeah, he's kind of baiting him to go north, isn't he?
Yeah, but I don't see the downside of doing so. It's just like, yeah, okay, thanks.
The problem is 3 of your players, the linemen specifically, won't really be able to get around the Mummy, so you're only going to have the War Dancer and the catcher. Granted, it's a War Dancer and a super catcher.
Yeah,
but...
the catcher, you put him there at column, I don't know, 3 or so, and he can run a circle around your cover. It's just crazy. I would take it. Interesting that Nelfin does respect the foul limit, so very Canadian of him, right?
I mean, I think most people in the league respect the foul limit. That's why it's there.
But in this, hey, look, you're in the semifinal. There is this agility 5 dude on the floor. You cannot cover him because it's a 2+ for him anyway. So, you need to foul.
Minnow having a brain aneurysm over here.
Yeah.
But at least we got what we wanted from the NBFL game earlier when Astaflix threw like 12 fouls against
Oh my God.
MRT. That was a hell of a season opener. If you guys weren't watching, it's supposed to be Dash and Lorbass to kick off the season, and literally like 2 minutes before they were going to start, Astaflix goes, "Oh, me and MRT are starting, by the way." So they just ninja'd their way into my broadcast. And
Oh, wait.
the
Is he
Jordals
scoring this turn? It's a handover.
You might break away, yeah.
He can toss it. Oh, just a breakaway. That's
You still have to get away from
risky.
Julian Starr. He's the only one who can realistically catch you. Maybe the White, maybe the Ghoul.
He needs like 6 dodges now. Oh,
Wog pointing out that if you're not going to use the Bombardier card, you might as well hold on to it to make it seem like you have something in your back pocket, but regardless. Not quite the card that Baz had last night, I believe, or 2 nights ago, his bowl game was, when he had the Greased Shoes card to play when the other team needed to try to one turn. That was a very devastating card to have at the time. Okay, you still have the lineman to cut through. I do think Nelfine might regret a little bit not putting that White down 1 more square to really cut off that path there. Not that any path is really cut off from Mr. Armstrong, but it would have cut off the other 2 from getting through in theory. But Gark's rolling some dice, and he's
I'll be
getting
right
most of
back.
it.
I'll just step outside for a few minutes.
All right. $10. He's throwing a tantrum about that elf not being fouled. Oh, tagging Julian Starr with Dwayne Allen. Interesting. Probably the right move if you're trying to win, but could it come back to haunt him? We shall see.
Like, it looks like Fayetteville may even have the luxury to stall a little bit next turn.
It's possible. I mean, most of the undead are on the middle or the bottom part of the field. Jillian Star's relatively close, the White's close, the other Ghoul's close, but there's so many players in between that you're right, he may get another turn out of this stall. Alright, we get a blitz here from Fabio. He's going to go tag the ball. So still an opportunity to stall, perhaps, but we get another card. We get Pit Trap. Okay, so Pit Trap played on Mr. Jason Armstrong. Knocks the ball loose, but maybe too little too late. There's still a couple elves nearby who can knock down the guy and can get it back. Looks like he'll swing around up top, push the White away. Takes him down as well for good measure. So nice play by Gark. But now the question is, do you walk into the end zone or not? You're still relatively safe, but Stars on column 8, the other Ghouls column 9. I think I would, yeah. If you wanted to stall, you probably have to stay at column 1, but he chooses to score 2-1 now. Should be 3-1. I don't think this is updated, but let's see what the game says. Yeah, 3-1 in favor of Fayetteville. So small visual glitch that will get fixed at the kickoff. But Fayetteville 3-1 commanding lead. Ottawa still certainly not out of the game. They'll have to score, get the ball back, and score again. But maybe he gets a blitz on his defensive kickoff. Maybe, you know, Snakes finally hits and Fayetteville is unlucky. Certainly not over quite yet. I mean, we are talking about the #1 team in the nation, the Ottawa BBs. But they have their hands full right now with the #4 Fayetteville Bronchospasms.
How close was it for the teams that made the finals?
I think there's a pretty clear cut. Let me pull up my Excel file. Okay, so the average rankings between, let's see, there was coaches, BCS, the BB, the APAR, the Banjo, and the AP. So Ottawa's final rank was 1.3, Gallaudet 2.4, Duke 3.5, Fayetteville 4.1. The next highest was SMU at 6.2. So there was a pretty distinct gap in the voters' eyes and the computers, several different computers' view between the fourth and fifth best team.
And the last, like the fourth one was Duke, right?
No, Duke was 3 and Fayetteville, the team in front of us, is 4.
Okay, all right.
So Duke's going to be playing Gallaudet on Thursday, which is one heck of a battle between two very good teams. Guess I'll mention that Mr. Tom Owl, the zombie who got the Bombardier card, has been tossed from the game. Didn't do his job well as a dirty player, didn't attempt to do his job as a Bombardier because he is just a mere zombie, but he is gone for the rest of the game. His teammates will have to pick up the slack and somehow find a way to get back in this game. Kind of an interesting offensive setup. You have the ghoul up top screened off by a zombie, and then you have a zombie screened off by a zombie at the bottom. I think the ghoul in the middle could be better served at the bottom, but that is where the ball goes. Starting with the 3-die block's not bad, but since the mummies don't have block, I'd be a little more conservative and make sure to cut off the ball first. But one of the blocks goes all right. We'll see what this one does. Just a push.
There's a good chance that Nelfin is a little bit tilted now, and he just wants to kill the elves.
Certainly possible. I mean, this is a big game, and your team has done so well all season, and this is just a very difficult team to beat in any setting, much less a game where they get a blitz off the start. So refocusing and realizing that you do have a chance, albeit not a large one, to tie this game 3-3 before regulation. I mean, you've just got to focus in and do everything right from this point out. So getting a player in scoring position there is a good play. Looks like you might get 2, actually. Decides to take the ghoul south, so still a good move there. I mean, Gark is down to, what, 3, 6, 9, 10 players. There's 3 that are out for the rest of the game. Another removal or 2 would help Ottawa a lot, but their casualty dice seem to have abandoned them after their hot first 5 turns or so. Good pickup by Star. You have sidestep, so you don't need to, like, get away from the sideline. Treason joining us shortly, but he's got a box game, so best of luck to you. Probably a good call to move the zombie there just to shield yourself from any super aggressive wood elf stuff.
Oh, so he did score.
He did score, correct.
But then the time window is closing. Elves are elving it.
Looks like Gark's going to be a little aggressive, but not super aggressive. Doesn't look like he'll take a shot in the ball, but he's going to force Nelfin to take the long way downfield. Takes down the ghoul that was threatening within scoring range. I think the biggest thing right now, other than the fact that you're up by 2 scores, is that Gark also hasn't needed to use any rerolls this half, so he has all 4 in case he fails to dodge, like right there. And now with his setup, he's going to force Nelphine to go to the middle, or even worse, go all the way up top. But you do have a movement 8 goal you can get in scoring position for 2 turns from now. You have one on the ground up top you can get back into scoring range. Julian Starr does have a few completions this season. I think he's got a couple throughout his career, so 3, well, agility 3 is not ideal, but certainly possible to move the ball downfield. Let's take a look at Mr. Starr. Julian Starr, 5 completions in his career. It's not too bad. Did we lose Wog somewhere along the way? I know he was talking earlier, but he hasn't.
Yeah, I had to give my nightly concert.
Ah, okay, okay. I mean, when both Wog and Menno step away, it just gets a lot more quiet in here. For better or for worse.
I think Nelphine is a bit stressed. He isn't standing up his goal until now. That's after quite some dice. Usually he does the turn order well.
Yeah, getting him in scoring range is pretty important. I think you got to get this other ghoul up there as well at the top. You have just enough players to complete a cage behind the mummies, for example. You got a second guy in scoring range, so it won't be easy for Gark to stop him at this point. Unless, of course, Gark decides to take a shot on ball here, which Nelphine is kind of baiting him into, it looks like. He's got guard covering 3 corners. He's going to go for a surf attempt here, which I respect.
Oh.
You have sidestep, so yeah, you don't have to get away from that. So, a nice surf KOs the poor catcher, but nothing more than that. So Gark, he's got 2 ghouls in scoring position. He won't be able to take down both. If you take a shot on ball here, it's probably going to be a -2 die.
I mean, if you throw all elves against those 2 ghouls and the zombie there, you should be able to prevent the touchdown for another turn, and I think that's all they need.
It would certainly help. But if you knock down the ball and just chuck it downfield, the game is almost essentially over.
Oh, he's moving in?
Looks like it.
No, he is.
So the question is, do you use... Yep, he's going to use the guard on the ward answer to provide the assist, and then he's going to use the catcher at the bottom with Wrestle and Dauntless to hit Julian Starr. So let's find out what happens. This oh, he's going with the ward answer.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He's making a lot of 3s and
getting a
2s.
Gonna score. He wants
No, he
he
miscalculated.
miscounted.
Yeah. Wow. Ha! He's just going with it.
He did it.
The reroll
was no
doesn't
trip
quite
off.
help him, but it doesn't
That's not
fail
trip off.
either. Interesting.
Yeah, but now it's...
You can take
it should
another
be a
-2
touchdown.
if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you could throw the block with the little lino, but he is a blodger.
Oh, sidestep.
Ah. Yep.
Yeah, that hurts now. He can't just step forward. Oh, backward.
I think you follow, though,
Yes.
and you force him
And
to...
you mark him again.
with the catcher at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This
Good
seems
one.
more aggressive than he really needs to be. I guess he just really wanted to close it out.
There's
I don't see why.
There's just enough time left for
Oh,
that guy to
no.
hurt himself, but it's still a tricky situation to get yourself out of, because that's a sidestepping ward answer. A catcher's tagging you as well. There's another ward answer there that's guard strength 4.
Yeah, still, but if you throw all that power against those ghouls, he shouldn't be able to score. So I would have gone with the safer option there.
Maybe, but undead are just fast enough with the 4 ghouls, plus 1 has extra movement to potentially score on defense. So if you do hit the big play there and essentially close out the game, you know, it's over. But we'll see what Nelfine can do now that he has another chance. You could blitz out with Julian Starr through the bottom and then score next turn.
No, he needs to score.
Yeah, that would only give him 2 on defense.
Oh, but he is doing something like that. No.
I mean, you can dodge away from the catcher. You want to take down the War Dancer first. So you dodge out, go hand off to Mr. Hashel Titobaum. Maybe. That's how you say his name. And yes, Amon, his casualty dice were pretty good early. Hasn't been nearly as so since. High drama in the playoff semifinal. You can't ask for anything more.
Why didn't he 3D Seth Williams and then the path would...
Nelfine's shook.
Yeah, he's not playing as he usually does. I mean, it's not major mistakes, but for example, the late stand-up of the ghoul, like, hey, you would have done that really earlier.
Yeah, I thought for sure the white would be the one throwing that block. I think you had a 2-die. But now you're stuck with tackle still.
And now you're going to block your way into more trouble.
Okay, a shot at him. There's also no way through. There's no way around it. Needs
He's setting up a 3-die on the War Dancer.
Yeah, he fails this one. He's so...
Yeah, you really need a POW here, don't you? Oh, he's just going to try to dodge out.
Yeah, he did.
And he gets the handoff,
Okay.
and it looks like he gets the touchdown. So it is now 2-3. Gark's 2 unconscious players stay unconscious, so he's only got 7. And Ottawa's got 3 turns to try to do something on defense to tie this game up before it's over. So, 2-3. Ottawa versus Fayetteville, playoff semifinal number 1. Number 1 Ottawa, struggling with number 4 Fayetteville. Can the Elves hold on, or will Julian Starr and the boys find a way to come back and send this to overtime? Predictions, go.
I mean, like Gark says it every time, 6 Elves is all you need for offense, so he has 1 more.
I swear someone told me earlier they only needed 4. Which is it, guys?
Oh.
Right.
So, Blood Bowl 7 Elves against the complete team.
So he's got 2 more elves than he needs.
2 more elves than he needs. Alright, so basically the plan is take your strength 4 War Dancer, punch one of the whites, and then score with Jason Armstrong. 1 turn, correct?
Or Dwayne Allen.
Armstrong's KO'd, isn't he?
Armstrong is KO, so I think the weight, the responsibility goes with Dwayne Allen now.
Okay, so... Yeah.
Or you just do a fake offense and you retreat with...
Then you just stall out for 3 turns, then punt the ball if you have to.
Yeah. That's what you do.
He has the options for sure. Oh, this helps. So now he can run back his entire team.
Still has 2 rerolls, has a sure hands thrower, so... Yeah. I still think I would send 1 guy downfield as a credible scoring threat, because he has to respect it, but... Man.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's worth mentioning, Dark has quite an experience with 7 guys on the field because he plays Blood Bowl 7s with us.
Did you just shamelessly promote the CBFL inside my NCBB broadcast?
Yes.
Love it.
In the most Canadian way possible.
No, Canadian would apologize before he did it, and then afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sorry for promoting.
If anyone is not familiar, we'll go ahead and finish the shout out. There is the CBFL, which is the Canadian something Blood Bowl Football League, whatever. Basically, the CFL equivalent of the NCBB. They do some 7-on-7 weird Canadian football rules. It's interesting. I tried it for a season, but can't be in too many leagues at once. So, ask Menno, ask Gark. They'll point you in that direction. It's a very interesting league. 7-on-7 is a very different take on the game for sure. All right. Turn 6 for Ottawa. 3 turns left to score, so they've got to start getting players downfield, but you can't just abandon your own backfield. You've got to have somebody back there in case of a punt or a breakaway catcher or something of the like. So we'll see how Nelfin plays it.
Does this conference have a logo? Big Beast?
Yes. Lorbass made this wonderful little warthog-looking thing with a broken tusk, and both these coaches have added it to their regular logo.
Actually, X, pretty much all of us except for, you have added it to our logos because apparently you have no conference pride.
Look, I've been around since season 5 with Cal, and I've been in the Big Beast longer than most of you have been alive, so don't tell me I don't have conference pride.
Great with the Big Beast logo integrated into it.
I need it to be transparent first before anything else.
Somebody made it transparent. Rasmus made it transparent for us.
No, my logo, like the California logo, needs to be transparent before I add anything else to it.
Oh. Well, you know how to do that.
Do I?
I bet you do.
I got a prediction.
Go ahead.
This will end with a cage corner, with a 2-man cage.
Oh, the little bunker in the corner? I mean,
yeah, hopefully. I would love it.
It's certainly possible. It's not like my favorite strategy, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
So he's advancing carefully there.
I think you leave the frenzy piece back in the middle. Well, decides to go for it.
Oh,
aggressive
yeah, he needed
reroll.
that one.
I don't know if he did though.
Yeah, because now at least Seth Williams is trapped. If not, both are just free to dodge back.
That is
He
true,
really
but
needs to some advantage there.
if you do get this game into overtime, every reroll matters, and the only thing going for you if you get there, aside from your number advantage, is you also have +2 rerolls currently. And that could be a huge difference.
It's desperate times already for him. He's not thinking rerolls, he's thinking, how on earth do I get to overtime?
It's like
Okay.
Gark might be heading north.
Oh my god. Oh.
Nice hit by Dwayne Allen, but regeneration comes through, albeit barely. I don't think you can just send the catcher down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So the white can just barely.
Oh, he's HE5. You hand off to him and punt. No? He's got nobody back to handle the ball.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Who's gonna go pick it up? Brandy West?
Maybe. The Mummy?
The weight blitzer.
He's doing it.
He's definitely doing it.
I told you. I'm so brilliant.
Here comes the punt. Very successful. Goes way to the back corner.
Brilliant.
But
Brilliant.
2 turns is just enough time to get it down there. You have 3 ghouls in scoring position. You have 2 players back.
But you've got to run this. You've got to run this duty. It's not
easy.
It's bad chances. It's bad chances.
First, he needs to 3D this catcher. Because if not, hey, oh my god.
Yeah, rolling double skulls doesn't help.
This would have been it. No, I said first. First things first, you need to 3D this Harold Floyd.
Yeah.
You need to at least get somebody back there to pick up the ball.
Yeah, that should have been your first move. Move either the white or the ghoul, probably both. 3-die the catcher, block a bunch of guys off your ghouls, get somebody at midfield to get the
It's a move,
handoff
not a 3D.
or the first catch. I mean, yeah, technically the catcher can just walk over there and pick up and score.
I think Gark's got it. Needs a few dice though.
It's interesting.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, well, Gark cannot score now, not that he needed to. But yeah, move the ghoul back there.
He needs to go for it. If he fails one of those.
Yeah, I don't think you can afford to GFI this turn.
You cannot do those.
But you need to get another ghoul back to midfield as the handoff target, or the throw target who then hands off, one of the two.
This was an utter garking.
Is that a verb? Is that a verb now that we're using?
It's been a verb.
Okay, I'm just behind the times then.
You're behind on the times.
Well, that's why I have you guys here to fill in for me whenever I can't think of anything smart to say.
You need to learn all the new vernacular.
The new lingo. Alright, Julian Starr is just within scoring range. His ghoul partner, Heschel Tietenbaum, is as well. I'm not sure you need him all the way at column 5, but he's going to try the double GFI and the pickup with no reroll and gets it, which is very fortunate. So now the onus is on Gark to do something. But you can also go ahead and tag the ball. 1, 2,
You got
3,
the
4,
Wrestle
5.
Dauntless dude. He can hit that.
The only thing you need to do is eliminate Chibwiki. What names are those? Canadians? Chibwiki. Fuck it. The number 12.
Are you
Just the name
insulting
generator.
Canadians after just literally promoting the Canadian League? Not the result he wanted there, but yeah, I think you saved the reroll just in case.
You needed to eliminate Chibwiki because he has a long
It's
shot.
turn 8. What else do you have to save it for?
Overtime.
Overtime.
Look, taking the goal down's not the most important thing. Tagging this goal in the back is the most important thing. See?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Ex-con break.
Gark the Wise.
Well, at this point, we're going to call him Gark the Lucker, but still. He's played well. His players have played well. We'll see if Nelfine can overcome that and get this game to overtime.
That's what a garking is. A garking is winning, playing well, winning, and getting the dice, and you've been garked.
All right. So you do have Mr. Chibuki, as Menno's been saying, at midfield to receive the pass. Then he goes and hands off to, I'm guessing, Heschel has to be the target. Star is like double team, but then again, handoff to Star and dodges his -2.
That's quite some dice. It's like 3+.
Let's just not do the math. Let's just see how it plays out and hope for something awesome to happen.
3, 4, 3, 4, 3, something like that. So it's
Julian Starr has the chance to be the hero here. Looks like we're getting the 3, maybe like a 3 or 4 on the pass, a 3+ catch, a 4+ handoff, a 3+ dodge, and a touchdown. So we get the dodge. We attempt the pass. We re-roll the pass. We get the pass. We get the catch.
4+ now.
We're gonna hand off. No! Julian Starr chokes! Julian Starr chokes on the biggest turn of his life! Oh, man. Gets a 2 when he needs a 4.
It's a good thing he's got another season to try to win a national championship.
Yes, he is. Julian Starr, unfortunately for most of us, is just a junior. That means the Fayetteville Bronco Spasms move on to the championship game, albeit missing a tree and some random linemen we'll never hear from again. So, the Super Freaks live for another game. They will face the winner of Gallaudet and Duke, who play on Thursday. What a game. What a game. I appreciate it. Menno, Uber, Wog, Apajar, anybody who was watching on Twitch or watching, in the future when the video's out. We've got one bowl game tomorrow, 3 Thursday, 1 Friday, so be sure to tune in then. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, this was amazing.